Cold weather impacts on local water mains, but we'll tell you why residents of one Ottawa neighborhood thinks they could have been spared a serious scenario. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Residents in Ottawa's Alta Vista neighborhood are alleging the city could have acted faster on water mains in need of repairs. One leaky spot was found earlier this year, but according to them, wasn't worked on until things went from bad to worse. And now the neighborhood is kicking off the new year with more broken water mains creating problems. CTV's Kimberly Johnson has more on the current situation and the city's protocol on responding. Kimberly.
That's right, Stefan. The city says that they have been dealing with 32 water main leaks and break calls over the past 2 weeks alone, and it's been busy with those service requests. And these residents say they have been left frustrated after a small leak has turned into a big one for them. On the morning of New Year's Eve, residents on Fanshawe Avenue say they discovered water leaking into their street. Even though it's been days that they've had issues, they've been told it can't be addressed until Monday. The city says that they've been dealing with a number of water main leaks. We're hearing about 3 in the last 2 days alone. Residents say that this leak was identified earlier this year, and that it's gotten to this point is concerning for them.
Very frustrating that they knew about it in May, and now they're telling us, they're busy with other jobs because it's winter and water mains are breaking.
Yeah, I'm mostly concerned about basements. And from the perspective of driving on it, the water then freezes underneath the car, and that's not going to come off the car until the next thaw.
In a statement, the city says Fanshawe was originally identified as a small leak, and those are prioritized based on severity, location, potential impact on residents, and water quality, as well as infrastructure condition, and confirmed that Fanshawe is now in priority for repair. It also says that crews have been working consistently over the holidays to complete repairs as quickly as possible. If you do see a water main issue, the city says to contact 311 so they can get to it in a timely manner. Stefan?
All right, CTV's Kimberly Johnson reporting live for us. Thank you, Kimberly. While water main repairs can be disruptive to traffic, also topping the news today is the annual list of dangerous intersections. And there's one in the capital that is notorious for being ranked number 1. CTV's Josh Morano joins us live with those details. Josh.
Well, Stefan, the intersection of Hunt Club Road and Riverside Drive is once again top of the list for most dangerous intersection in the city. But new statistics from the Ottawa Police Service show a slight decline in the number of collisions last year. Ottawa police say there were 87 collisions at the infamous intersection in 2025, which is down from 96 in 2024. Other notorious intersections, however, did see a slight increase in the number of crashes, including Blair and Ogilvie at 54. 50 collisions reported at Greenbank Road and Strandherd Drive, and Baseline Road and Woodruff Avenue seeing 49. While it saw a slight decrease, Hunt Club and Riverside still leading the way, and councillor for the area, Riley Brockington, says the intersection fails in its ability at rush hour to move traffic through.
I'm disappointed that this intersection continues to be at the top of the list. I have asked city staff many times what additional improvements can be made to reduce the risks of a collision. Even if it's minor in nature, the fact that they continue to happen is a concern. I will raise it again, but again, the data does not lie.
Last year, 21 collisions were fatal. 10 involved pedestrians and 3 involved cyclists. Councillor Tim Tierney says the city will be getting some help soon from the Ottawa Police's new Community Policing and Traffic Division, heavily enforcing distracted driving and blocking intersections as part of the Road Safety Action Plan. Stefan.
All right, CTV's Josh Morano reporting for us. Thank you for this, Josh. In the meantime, we are learning a 32-year-old Ottawa woman is dead after being struck by a vehicle on the 401 in Mississauga. It happened shortly after 6 a.m. the eastbound collector lanes at Dixie Road yesterday. OPP have not indicated why the woman was outside of a vehicle on the highway. The cause of this tragedy is still under investigation. Also, a man is in hospital with serious injuries after a rollover crash on Highway 416 this morning. First responders say it happened around 6 a.m. in the northbound lanes near West Hunt Club Road. The man's vehicle was the only one involved in the crash. No one else got hurt. The investigation is ongoing. Police in Kingston have arrested a man in connection with a fatal assault earlier this week. Officers were called to a home in the 2600 block of Princess Street on Tuesday. A man was found with serious injuries. He was brought to hospital where he later died. He has been identified as 34-year-old Jamie Sean Siring. Yesterday, police arrested a 51-year-old man from Kingston. He was scheduled to appear in court today. The world's largest log cabin is now caught up in an international debt crisis. Chateau Montebello has been placed into receivership, tied through its ownership to the collapse of the Chinese real estate giant Evergrande. Court documents show the foreign owners amassed more than $63 million in debt. The Chinese company Evergrande bought the property in 2014, but last January it was ordered to liquidate at least $245 billion in assets worldwide and put the hotel up for sale. A Quebec judge named PricewaterhouseCoopers Incorporated as the official receiver, giving it control of the 95-year-old resort and the sale. Meanwhile, the iconic hotel remains open for business under a long-standing agreement with Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, which does not expect the resort to close.
I'm absolutely convinced that that will not be something that'll be a problem, to find a valid purchaser who is going to want to operate with us the property because it is so iconic. So I cannot see anything but having this moving forward and frankly being great for the property, great for the town of Montebello as well.
It's a process that's expected to take a number of months, which comes as a relief for many. The iconic resort is more than just a landmark. It helps support the local economy, with many businesses relying on tourists to keep their doors open. The new year will bring some big changes to in-person work rules for many employees across the province. Thousands of public service workers set to return to the office full-time on Monday. The change from the pandemic-era accommodation was announced months ago by Ford's government, and shortly after, municipalities started following suit, including the City of Ottawa.
I think we've had an amazing time working hybrid, which is pretty flexible. It gives a quite suitable work balance atmosphere. But at the end of the day, our purpose is to serve the community. And if it means working in the office full-time, I think I'm okay with that.
They'll join other employees from banks and tech companies who have also been called back in recent months as part of a shift away from remote work. At the federal level, similar action is looking likely, with Carney governments hinting at changes but no firm timeline. Team USA will be snatching a couple of the players from the Ottawa Senators for the upcoming Olympics.
To the outside track by Burakovsky. Brady Tkachuk posted in. Ottawa.
As you could have guessed, Sens captain Brady Tkachuk is definitely on that roster. Not his first rodeo hitting the rink for his home country. Also being called into Olympic duty is Jake Sanderson from the Sens. And we should mention Nicola Mantinpalo of the Sens has been named to Team Finland. Public Health Ontario paused its update, citing limited data availability over the holidays. The agency plans to refresh its data next week. The most recent figures for the week when it comes to influenza numbers, December 13th, show flu positivity rates were considered very high. They were around 34% among the overall population and around double that figure among Ontarians ages 5 to 19, with nearly 1,000 flu patients hospitalized. Infectious disease experts have advised staying up to date on vaccines and avoiding gatherings if sick. Coming up on CTV News at 5, taking the plunge, how some rang in the new year with a physical manifestation of a fresh start in fresh ice-cold water. And our Jackie Perez is live in studio with the first look at the forecast. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. Definitely did not do the cold plunge to start off the new year. These temperatures pretty frigid for today and will continue for the next several days. Here's a closer look at what we can see for those overnights. About -15 around midnight. Still a chance of some light flurries moving through. But tomorrow, mainly sunny skies with a mix of sun and cloud as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures averaging about -15 here right now in Ottawa. It's about -12. Bancroft -10. A little warmer down by the city, -6, -7. We'll have a long-term look at your forecast in just a bit. But for now, we'll take it back to you, Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Here's what you need to know. The Ottawa Senators are on home ice tomorrow night, taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Puck drop is 7 p.m. at the Canadian Tire Centre. And here's a live look at traffic on a Friday night. Things are moving well in both directions. A little busy in the westbound lanes around Churchill and Parkdale, but smooth sailing with many people still off work until Monday. We'll be right back.
You're watching CTV News at 5 with Stefan Keys.
Welcome back to CTV News at 5. Your phone or TV may alert you the next time a potentially harmful earthquake is about to hit. An early warning system for earthquakes is now active in Ontario and Quebec, according to Natural Resources Canada. The system is designed to provide an alert between seconds to tens of seconds, giving you time to drop, cover, and hold on.
It's an earthquake early warning system designed to send an alert when an earthquake reaches a certain threshold of magnitude 5, but only in regions where the shaking is expected to cause potential damage. So in those areas, you'll get an alert through the National Public Alerting System.
The alert will be similar to an Amber Alert or severe weather warning. The last time we had an earthquake that would meet the threshold for this type of warning was back in 2010. Turning away from being rattled by earthquakes to shivering into 2026. Our next story brings us into frigid waters and an annual tradition. And the New Year's event is more than just a fun way to mark a fresh start. It's also about making a splash for those who may be suffering with addictions or mental health. CTV's Camille Wilson explains.
It feels like there's ice forming in here.
Minus 14 degrees Celsius, feeling like minus 18, was not stopping more than 200 people from dipping into the icy cold river.
New year, new goals, and it's for a great cause, so just want to support.
First time cold plunging for Ayan Sheikh Savory, and it's all about setting an example.
Show my kids that get out there, do something new, try something different. I'm looking forward to it, anticipating it, and hopefully I don't freeze. I don't know if I'll do it again, but we'll see.
Many kicked off 2026 the coolest way with the annual New Year's Day Cold Plunge with Coldplay Ottawa, Ottawa Cold Plunge, and Ritual Recovery to reset and start the year off with intention.
I do it every year, a good start to the new year. Just to I love ice baths and I want to build a habit every year. So starting on the new year every year, I'm like, okay, let's get back into it.
The health benefits of cold plunging are, like you say, a great thing for us to be doing. We look at circulation and inflammation in our bodies. It's a great way to help you just better your health. I'm doing a head dunk. 2, 3, breathe, keep it.
Friends Christine, Angie, and Kevin aren't new to this.
It's something I've never done in snowy weather, and I think it's good to try things that are different.
Coming together as a community, partnering with the Ottawa Distress Centre.
We are actually doing, voluntary donations for the Distress Centre of Ottawa. Many of the people who do cold plunge have come from backgrounds where they may have addictions or mental health, so it's a great way to give back to our community.
From first-timers to experienced plungers to children plungers, all welcome to dip at their own pace and embrace the Jack Frost.
It's a beautiful group of people, lovely humans. They are super energetic and good positive energy.
And for Sheikh Savory, this is just her 2026 icebreaker.
Great, refreshed, ready for the new year, and freezing.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
Good job. When companies do well, the CEO sees huge expansion in their bonuses.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, the increasing pay gap, the eye-opening difference between CEOs and workers as bonuses grow and available positions seemingly shrink. Here's what else you need to know if you want to watch a Christmas movie about filming a Christmas movie in Ottawa. You can see it on a big screen at the Canadian Museum of History tomorrow. Showtime is 1:30 in the afternoon, and you don't need to pay extra for the viewing. It's included with general admission to get into the museum. Here's another live check on traffic. Things flowing well in both directions. No major snarls to let you know about, but this morning's commute, there were several collisions reported. You'll just be careful and take your time. You're watching CTV News at 5. It's 5:19 and time now for another check on the weather forecast. Jackie's live in studio for us tonight. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. The brisk conditions do continue into the weekend as we continue to experience below seasonal temperatures. It's good for the canal, but for those looking for the warmer temperatures, we can expect this by the middle of the week. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, where it's minus 13 right now, but much colder when you factor in the wind chill, showcasing Spark Street at Wellington. Quite the nice walk, though, if you are around the Rink of Dreams, and even finishing up your skate on the canal for this evening. Taking a look at the overnight conditions, it's going to be about -17. There is a slight chance that we could see some flurries moving in through the overnight hours, but this should clear by tomorrow morning, where we will mainly see a mix of sun and cloud. The clouds really rolling in into the afternoon. -13 is going to be the daytime high, and then temperatures are going to start getting warmer as we head into the start of Monday. But right now, forecast for the Seaway -12 for the overnight, mainly cloudy skies, will continue to about a daytime high, but -5 for tomorrow. So already starting to get warmer along the Seaway, but still pretty chilly here in the valley. -20 for the overnight low, -15 the daytime high, but I'm loving the sunshine that is moving through, very similar to what we saw today. So here's a look at your forecast for the weekend. So mainly clear skies for Ottawa, and the clouds are going to start to move in. It's Sunday into the overnight hours around Kingston, maybe even Brockville, that we will see some light flurries moving through, maybe 1 to 2 centimeters. But again, it shouldn't stick around for very long. It's not until Monday afternoon, though, for really most of eastern Ontario, that we will see periods of snow moving in. Again, early forecasts indicating between 3 to 5 centimeters. We are keeping a close eye on this. But for now, here's a look at your 5-day forecast temperature-wise. So very chilly Saturday going into Sunday, -25, daytime high Sunday, -12. But I'm looking forward to the middle of the week, where temperatures are going to get back to more seasonal, -7 for our Tuesday, and then we're going to hit the freezing mark around Wednesday. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie, and we'll tell folks more about the canal in just a bit. Thank you.
Correct. Snaps that pass ahead. Higgins in alone. Scores!
Also coming up on CTV News at 5, young Canadian hockey players on the world stage. More on tonight's World Junior Championship matchup as Team Canada looks to advance. Another live check on traffic. Things fairly busy on the Queensway, especially among certain stretches there along the corridor around Parkdale and Carling, but flowing very well on this Friday. You're watching CTV News at 5.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's another look through our beautiful Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Current temperature -13, but as Jackie mentioned, it is fairly windy out there. Factor that in, and it feels like a -18. Bundle up, everyone. Time now for a look ahead to CTV News at 6. Here's Patricia Bull.
Cold but pretty.
That's
what
right.
We got. Thanks, Steph. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
Very frustrating that they knew about it in May, and now they're telling us, they're busy with other jobs.
The City of Ottawa says the cold weather has been hard on urban plumbing. Crews have been busy responding to dozens of water main leaks or breaks over the holidays. But one neighborhood in particular is questioning the protocol on the response.
Our purpose is to serve the community, and if it means working in the office full-time, I think I'm okay with that.
Back to work after the holidays and back to an in-the-office reality for provincial and municipal workers. The hybrid model that became a post-pandemic norm is seemingly no more as workers at the federal level wonder what is headed their way.
Be bundling up. Still safe to go outside and do your regular activities, but make sure to take breaks to thaw yourself.
A blast of cold hitting Ottawa. We look at how residents are coping with the current conditions after the coldest December we've seen in a while since 2017. All of that and more coming up tonight on CTV News at 6. That's right after the early edition of CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo at 5:30. Steph.
Thank you, Patricia. Now the final 5 other stories we are following today. The pay gap between Canada's top CEOs and the average worker continues to grow, according to a new study.
When companies do well, the CEO sees huge expansion in their bonuses, and companies have been doing very well since the pandemic.
A report from the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives found 100 of Canada's highest paid CEOs made an average of $16.2 million in 2024. That's about 248 times more than the average Canadian worker and surpasses the previous record of $14.9 million set in 2022. The CEO of Shopify topped the list with a paycheck of more than $205 million. Many can't wait for more of the Rideau Canal Skateway to open, and tomorrow your wish will be granted. A 3.4-kilometer stretch open New Year's Eve from the Somerset West access point to the Bank Street Bridge. As of tomorrow, 4.2 kilometers will be available to skaters from Somerset all the way up to Rideau. The entire skateway is 7.8 kilometers in length, but as we've learned in years past, the canal's ability to open fully or even at all is very weather dependent. The Prime Minister will leave Ottawa for France early next week to join talks with Ukraine's European allies. Mark Carney will be in Paris Monday and Tuesday for a gathering of the so-called Coalition of the Willing. The group is looking to move forward a peace deal. The Prime Minister's office says Carney's focus remains on fortifying Ukraine, supporting its long-term recovery, and deterring future Russian aggression. Canada announced $2.5 billion in financing and loan guarantees during a visit by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky last weekend.
Winds in, saved by Phillips to keep Ottawa close.
The Ottawa Charge has two players who are Olympic-bound for Team USA. Goalie Gwyneth Phillips and defender Rory Gilday will be on the roster for upcoming Winter Games. Gilday has 1 goal and 5 assists in 9 games this season. Phillips has played 8 games so far this season with 4 wins and 4 losses. Team Canada's roster has yet to be announced.
Down to Reshny. Back for Perek to Hage. Hage centers it, Rippon. Makes the save, rebound, score!
And Canada will take on Slovakia today in quarterfinal action at the World Junior Hockey Championship in Minnesota. Canada finished at the top of their group after beating Finland 7-4 Wednesday night. The Canadians are looking to advance to the semifinals for the first time in 3 years after being knocked out in the quarterfinals at the last 2 tournaments. Puck drop tonight is set for 8:30 and can catch all the action on TSN. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Be sure to join Patricia Bull for CTV News at 6. The early edition of CTV National starts now. Thanks for watching.